What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's second exclusive segment from the greatest podcast on turf. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Anthony.
And for this exclusive segment, we are going to be doing our weekly best bets episode. There's not a lot of games, so we're going to go a little bit deeper into each game. Also going to go deep into it on the podcast, so be sure to check that out. This week on Tuesday, we did a... What did we do?
We did a video talking about the top trade destinations for Aaron Rodgers,
That is what we did.
for Russell Wilson, and we also went into depth on some of the other major quarterback controversies, I guess. So you don't want to miss that. Be sure to check that out. Be sure to also check out our Wild Card Weekend Recap podcast episode, where we also took a look into what some potential off seasons could look like for the Raiders, for the Eagles, for the Patriots, and some for the Falcons, Rams. The game was still going on. We recorded, so we couldn't do much yet. But we did that. We did the Cardinals on the podcast at the start of today's podcast. So be sure to check that out. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Next week or the week after, we will be in a different setting. The studio should be done this weekend. We should either be in there starting next, Monday? Probably next Tuesday we could be in there, or the following week after. Finish setting up this weekend. We're excited to bring you guys live podcast videos. We're going to be bringing you guys a lot more work. I mean, you guys will be able to see all our memorabilia. We're going to post a studio tour on TikTok, so you guys can get a full look at the studio, all of our dope-ass memorabilia we're going to have in there. We've been buying memorabilia just for the studio, honestly. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff we're going to be showing you guys, so be sure to follow us on TikTok below. Help us get to 1K followers so we can start doing weekly live streams for you guys. You guys enjoyed the one we did on Instagram, so follow us on TikTok for that. Like, subscribe, and speaking of the studio would not be possible without our amazing sponsor, also my family's business, my dad and my uncle's business.
Little Italy Pizzeria. 2 locations. One of those is in Middletown, Delaware. The other one is in Townsend. It is a great family business. Do great food, great people, great prices. Be sure to come in and check it out. Great cheesesteaks, great pizza. Let them know that the greatest podcast on turf sent you. They will take care of you. Show proof that you're subscribed to listen to us, and they will hook you up with an additional discount.
Yeah.
Also, on the podcast this week, we got some Sixers drama that we're going to touch on.
No, we're not.
And some Oklahoma drama that
Yes.
is happening on Twitter currently.
We're not going to talk about the Sixers, though, because they're just poverty.
Did you see the trade?
Yeah.
We will touch on that on the podcast.
That was bad.
That was bad. So, first game, I say let's start first game Saturday.
We got to try and strictly keep this just bets and numbers, because we don't want to spoil the podcast and the bets we made and the arguments we had.
Saturday, first game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Tennessee Titans. The Bengals are plus 3.5. The over-under is set at 47. Seems like kind of a high over, but for me, I would be on the Cincinnati Bengals here, plus 3.5. I like the Bengals to win this game outright. I know they're traveling to Tennessee, which is, a big deal, but Tennessee, they haven't been great the second half of the season. I know they're still the 1 seed, but losing Derrick Henry obviously hurt them. Derrick Henry is projected to be back this week, so that is huge for him. But this is really a question mark of what Derrick Henry do we see. Usually when players are off from a large period of time, they're not the same as they were before. That's not saying anything against their talent. That's saying they haven't played football in about 8 weeks. They're most likely not going to be the same player. The Cincinnati Bengals, on the other hand, they're red hot. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they're having the season of their lives right now. The Tennessee Titans' weakness is their secondary. The Cincinnati Bengals strive at passing the football. Another story in this game is going to be the Titans, what's the word? Pressure, QB pressure.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of it because they've been inconsistent at times, and the Bengals' protection has also been horrible at times. So if the Titans come out and get a lot of pressure, they can get an early lead. I could see them possibly winning this game, but in my opinion, the Bengals are able to pass the ball around the yard. Derrick Henry isn't as dominant as he was before. Just because it's his first game back, he probably will be fine. Just not his first game back. And I think that the Titans' pass rush is a little bit inconsistent, and the Bengals take advantage of it early.
Yeah, me personally, I would be scared to bet on this game, like straight up winner loser. I think this game could go either way.
To be fair, at the point of where we are in the season, you can argue that for every game.
That's fair. But yeah, me personally, I like the over at 47 here. I think this game could get high scoring real quick. I mean, we saw last week the Raiders kind of exposed some of the holes in the Bengals defense. I mean, to be fair, the Bengals defense was solid. But down the stretch, the Raiders, they were getting some good plays. I mean, Josh Jacobs had himself a good game running the ball. So, I mean, maybe we do see Derrick Henry get going, but I like the over here. We all know what the Bengals can do on offense. We all know that they have a big 4 or 5-headed monster with Big Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, CJ Uzama was highly involved. Tyler Boyd always has a couple quiet catches down the stretch, a couple big gains. I mean, we know what the Bengals can do on offense. We also know what the Titans can do on offense. A.J. Brown's been doing his thing. I know what this is. I know you're not going to like this, but I mean, pretty sure Julio's playing. I mean, they are getting Derrick Henry back.
It's better than what happened.
It's better than
Westbrook's cousin.
Amir Westbrook something and Des Fitzpatrick. So, I mean, Julio's better than those guys. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I think this could be a high-scoring game. I don't think neither defense is very good. But, I mean, yeah, I like the over at 47 here. Moving on to the next game, Saturday night, 8:15. We got the 49ers traveling cross-country to Lambeau, to Green Bay. Me personally, I like the 49ers +6 on this one. I think this is going to be a low-scoring, close game. Aaron Rodgers is 0 for 3 versus the 49ers in the playoffs. The 49ers are the hottest team out. But the fact of the matter is, at Lambeau Field, the high of the whole day is going to be 14 degrees, and that's like peak sun time. It's going to be cold as shit. The Packers are healthy. They're getting their defense back. I'm pretty sure the Smith brothers are back. Jair's back. The Packers are healthy. They're coming off the bye week. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. The 49ers are coming off a very big, nail-biting win. So I like this being a defensive battle. I'd like to think the 49ers could keep this game within a touchdown. I think that's what's going to happen. I also like the under here. The under set at 47 points. I think that it could go over, but I think this game will go under, and I think the Niners will cover the +6 spread. I think that the way the 49ers have been playing and with how good their offense is, I just think 6 points is a lot of points for the 49ers. So I like the Niners +6 and maybe even the over on this one.
At this point right
Or
now...
no, the under, sorry.
At this point right now, I'm not really sure what I like in this game. I think you have to look out for injuries on the 49ers. Fred Warner, he did practice today, so that is a pretty good sign. Nick Bosa was seen holding his helmet, so that is a good sign also, but it's not a definite. If Fred Warner and Nick Bosa don't play in this game, I would, probably stay away from this one in general. The 49ers, they've had a pretty tough road getting to the playoffs. They had to beat the Rams, and that was, really... Yeah. It was a hard-fought game. They were down. Then they had to beat the Cowboys. Now they're traveling to the Packers. It's just a lot of things that they have to do against a Packers team that's fresh off of a bye, getting players back and at home. The 49ers, they have won a lot recently, but the Packers, they stack up better against the Niners than the Cowboys do because the Packers aren't scared to run the football like Dallas was. They're not scared to feed the ball to Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. In my opinion, this is a game of just being patient. The Packers do have more weapons, so I think they'll probably win the game, but I do like the 49ers +6. As for the over-under, that was kind of tough. I probably lean towards, I don't know. I don't know. So I'd stay away, essentially, because I can see it going either way. Yeah. If the 49ers defensive players don't play, probably going to go over. If they do play, I could see it going under. So as of right now, I'd leave it alone. But I do like the 49ers +6. It seems like a little bit too much for a divisional round playoff game.
Yeah, it's fair. Next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home versus the Los Angeles Rams, who are traveling very far. Let's see. I like the over at 48.5. Last time they played, the score was 34-24. That's 58 points. That's clearly the over. And I like Tampa Bay -3. It's Tom Brady. I'm not going to count Tom Brady out. As much as I love the Rams and Matt Stafford, and I'd love to see them win the Super Bowl, I'm not going to bet against Tom Brady. I'm not going to pick against Tom Brady. I think 3 points is a good spread for this one. I know the Rams won by 10 last time. That was the regular season. That don't mean anything anymore. This is the playoffs. This is at Tampa Bay. This is Tom Brady. We're talking about in the playoffs. Tom Brady don't lose in the playoffs. I like the Rams. I like the Buccaneers -3 on this one, and I like the over at 48.5. Enough said.
As of right now, I agree with them, but there's 3 guys that I want you guys to look out for before you make this bet. Ryan Jensen, Tristan Wirfs, and Leonard Fournette. If those 3 guys do not play, Tampa Bay could be in trouble. It could be a really long day for Tom Brady because if that offensive line is gone, Aaron Donald and Von Miller are no joke. The Rams can win on defense alone, in theory. But if those 3 guys do play, I would lean towards Buccaneers -3 in the over. But if they don't play, the Rams, I mean, this is the game that the Rams win. A banged up Tampa Bay with a solid defense, they should be able to just hold them decently. So yeah, if those 3 guys do play, Tampa -3 and over, I like a lot. And the final game, the best game.
Yeah.
We got the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe the first game that they played, the Bills rolled them.
Yeah, the Bills did them good. Because that was when we all started to panic. You gotta click one of those schedules. And, yeah, I had to do the same thing for the Rams and Bucks. But yeah, what a game!
38-20. October 10th, so that was a pretty good time ago. Right now, the line is Buffalo +2.5, and the over set at 54.5. That's a lot. Personally,
it's nice weather in Arrowhead.
It is nice weather.
40 degrees, like probably 40s, maybe high 30s.
I'd go with Kansas City and the over here. I like Kansas City to win this football game. Actually, I don't know if I'd go the over. I wouldn't go the under, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't go the over either. I'm leaning towards over, but definitely don't go under. But I'm still leaning towards Kansas City -2.5. Essentially, them being at home is -3, so they personally think that the Buffalo is the better team. I don't really see that at all. Buffalo, they are kind of one-sided on the offensive side. They only have Stephon Diggs. That's the only thing that they can rely on. The defense is better than Kansas City's, I'll give you that, but Pat Mahomes has been better than Josh Allen in playoffs his whole entire career. Josh Allen isn't really that good when it's cold out. 40s is fine, though. And he was really good last week against New England, as we all saw. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs are just more dimensional than the Buffalo Bills are, especially on offense. I don't think anybody's really going to stop Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce. And the offensive line is very good at football. See, I'm leaning towards the Kansas City Chiefs. I think if it's a shootout, the Chiefs win. The only real shot is Kansas City comes out slow, but they just hung up 40 on Pittsburgh. I think Kansas City wins this one. That pass rush, like we saw in the Super Bowl last year with Tampa Bay, that's not going to happen again with Kansas City. They built up that offensive line. They definitely fixed their problem. It's probably going to be a shootout, and I like Kansas City winning it.
I mean, yeah, Kansas City's had to have saw this coming. I'm sure Buffalo's had this game circled on their calendar as well. We all saw last year how it went down. Buffalo kind of got embarrassed. Stephon Diggs stayed on the field, watched the celebration. Buffalo's playing with a chip on their shoulder. Me personally, I like the over at 54.5. I think this is going to be a shootout. I think this is going to be a high score. I know Buffalo's defense has been fair all year, but to be fair, they haven't played the Chiefs since they've been going. I think that Sean McDermott, I think that he's going to try, and I don't think he'll be able to stop the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been on a roll lately, but so is Buffalo. I mean, both run games, for how bad on paper they are. I mean, Jerick McKinnon just had a game. Damian Williams has been good for the Chiefs, and fucking Devin Singletary's been on a tear the past few weeks.
Darrell Williams.
Sorry, my bad. I was getting mixed up. But yeah, I mean, it's two high-powered offenses. I like the over on this one. I think this is the best game. I mean, on paper, it's the best game, and I think we'll see this be the best game. I hope it's the best game. I hope it's not how all the games were last week. I feel like all the games last week were kind of blowouts, except, 2? And I mean, the one wasn't even really a game. It just came down to the... Yeah, it was really 2 good games, I guess, last week. Hopefully, we can get 4 good games this week. I think we can. But yeah, I like the over at 54. I made all my bets assuming everyone's healthy and everyone's playing. We are not financial advisors. I should probably put this at the beginning of the video. We are just telling you the bets that we are making with our hard-earned money. I won big last week. I won $60 last week. It's pretty good. Did you win any?
Nope.
Ryan owed me $20 because he's been sleeping on Matt Stafford. If you want to know the bets,
Matt Stafford completed like 15 passes.
If you want to know the bets we made this week and the arguments we had, be sure to check out today's podcast. You don't want to miss out. It's the playoffs now. We bet money last year in the playoffs. We're betting money again. We bet money again today. We did it last week. So be sure to check that out. Show your boys some love. We could be in the studio next week. We probably will be. So this may be the last time you ever see us at Little Italy. They're still our sponsor. They're still the best cheesesteak in Delaware. Show them some love. Show us some love. Show them the same love you show us. You'll get a discount on your food. And we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys next week.